You've probably heard it before. Just think positive and you'll manifest everything that you desire. But if that were true, wouldn't you be living the life of your dreams right now? Here's the truth. Manifestation isn't just about thinking positive. It's about energy alignment. In this video, I'm going to show you how to break down manifestation and why it often fails, and how to actually shift into the alignment that we're looking for so that our desires can flow to us naturally. And that is the key word, naturally. We are born to manifest. We come in, manifest into this world, into physical form, so that we can experience ourselves. We are pure creation. And often it's the illusion that we are this physical body, that we're our thoughts, that we're our emotions, that we are our experiences, that confuse us, causing us to become more dense, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. And the more dense that we become, think about that feeling of being sluggish or heavy or tired. That is not our natural state. We're meant to be able to vibrate at a higher frequency, to be able to create. That is what we're here for. Creation expands to experience itself. And creation continues to create to experience itself. The microcosm of the macrocosm. And that's what I want us to talk about today. So what is it that confuses us so much? One of my favorite principles or laws of co-creation is the principle of magnetic attraction. Now, where a lot of this gets confused is that in the law of magnetic attraction, we think, oh, we're supposed to think positive. I am strong, I am strong, I am strong. But if internally I feel weak, or I keep looping into old patterns that I believe are weak, then I'm going to have a dichotomy between what I'm thinking consciously and what I am feeling and experiencing subconsciously. And because our subconscious mind is 95% of where our actions are coming from, if I don't deal with my subconscious beliefs, having 5% of my conscious thought be abundant, well, 95% of my subconscious mind feels unworthy of abundance, I'm going to create chaos. So I have this surface, this conscious belief that I am worthy, or this desire to be worthy, where I have this subconscious belief that I'm unworthy, and I create a dichotomy. And in that, we have two opposing energies fighting one another. And it's that experience that causes chronic stress. And it's chronic stress over time that creates our body to go into a state of dis-ease. We're designed to be able to handle stress, stress release, no problem. But the constant state of dichotomy, that constant state of unease, creates dis-ease within us, mentally, emotionally, and even cellularly. And so that's what I want us to talk about. It's not just think positive, because it doesn't work. I have to go into my systems. I always think of us as a computer. So think of you being a laptop. You're putting in there, I want you to do this. But if you've got subconscious programs that have already been downloaded onto your computer or your phone, then you're going to have an issue if those two programs don't work together. And the same goes for us. So I need to take a look at the operating programs and what is there beneath the surface so that I can make what I'm desiring to create at the surface flow naturally. And so when I'm saying I am abundant and feel like I'm not worthy of it, that's going to create that dichotomy, which isn't going to work. So what will happen sometimes is maybe I'll attract abundance. So I'm attracting money and all of a sudden I get $1,000. And the next day my hot water tank blows and it costs $997. So if you've ever had that where you're like, oh, I'm flowing money, but the debts are rising as the incoming money is rising, that's a warning sign for us. And it is a gift not some sort of punishment, which is what we're made to believe. It's a gift to say, hey, heads up, we still have something in there that we need to release. There's something we need to let go of. We need to find it. And it really is a choice to let it go. So we're going to jump into that. So there are really three keys to what I call quantum alignment, or creating a state of flow of co-creation. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to shift from scarcity into abundance. So scarcity mindset says, I need to work harder or I'll lose everything. So it's about striving, struggle, force, all the things that make us feel tired, scared. As soon as we're in those emotions, we know we're not in alignment with ourselves. And so abundance mindset is more about opportunities flow to me when I'm in alignment. Now, cautious on words, because when I say, opportunities flow to me when I'm in alignment and I don't feel like my opportunities are flowing, then I can think I'm out of alignment. But if we think of it instead, is that we are in a constant state of co-creation, constant, whether you're liking or disliking the outcome. So opportunities are always in flow, but often we miss them. So how do we shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset? So there's two types of people. They're the type of people who can do gratitude and affirmations, and they're the type of people that cannot. It's important to note this. So if you are a person that can do gratitudes and do affirmations, perfect. What you want to do is you want to start by, in the morning, just listing 3 things that we're grateful for. And it's not like my dog, my husband, and my house. It's like connecting into the sense, the feeling of gratitude. This morning I'm grateful that I get to open my eyes. So what are you grateful for today? Think about the day ahead and what do you have to look forward to? What are the miracles that you're going to experience? Now, if you're not the type of person that can do affirmations, no problem. For you, it's going to be choosing. So instead of saying I already am abundant or I'm grateful for abundance, what we're going to say instead is I choose to be abundant. I choose to see the miracles that are unfolding for me today. I choose. So what instead we're doing is we're activating the willpower so that we can get into flow. So instead of I am, we'll use languages of I choose. So, and then we want to create the action to go with that, which is, I gave it on the affirmations, which is to visualize ourselves living in that reality. So visualize seeing people walking towards you, smiling, eyes bright. Feel that in your body. Who do you choose to be today? It's my favorite question I ask every single morning when I'm in the shower. Who do I choose to be today? And then I think of 3 characteristics that I want to embody. And then I start to feel that in my physical cells. What will it feel like to be confident? How do I hold my posture? What does it feel like to be excited? I start to smile, my eyes get brighter. So who do you choose to be today? And then we start to embody that. How you move, how you act. What will the volume and the tone of your voice be? What will your smile be like? What kind of body language are you interacting in this world with? And we start to embody that now. So we want to embody the energy that we desire, to be the version of ourselves that we want to create. If you're struggling with this and it feels like we are in a stuck or scarcity mindset already, things are already a struggle and we're already in this really state of deep heaviness. Instead, what we can do is take a moment and visualize, who do I want to be in 5 years from now? Because maybe it feels like it's too much for today. And so in 5 years from now, who do I want to be? I did this with my son one day, and he's like, a good husband, I'm going to be a good dad. I'm like, okay. And what kind of a job do you have? And we went through all these aspects. And if you're a good husband, how do you talk to your wife? If you're a good dad, how do you interact with your children? Now I want you to turn and look at today and how would he interact with this day? And so we take these little tiny micro moments where we can look at it and we shift from who I am right now to who I'm choosing to be in the future, and we start to embody it. And so it's kind of like we begin as the actor until we come into full-fledged embodiment of that role that we desire to play. And then 3, we want to release our attachments to the outcome. One of the biggest mistakes that we make when we are doing any type of manifesting work is we think that we know what it should look like, even in business. And so even with our business, when we're going through this, we'll framework. So I have a cognitive wellness clinic with a partner of mine, one of my best friends, and we run our corporation as a framework, like typical corps. And we have, owners and visionaries. We have our management team. We have the team that works with us. And everybody plays those roles. But one of the things that we don't do is tell God, source, universe, how it's supposed to look. So I might manifest the revenue that we desire, and I will put out that intention. We share the intentions together as a team. We intend to have this revenue with this profit margin for this month. And we keep that going and keep that going. But what I don't do is say to have that, it has to look exactly like this. We have to have this kind of client, this kind of room rental, we don't do any of that. We just open. And by opening, that's how we manifested working with veterans, first responders, something we hadn't realized that we were looking for. And then once we got into it, it filled our cups. And so by not expecting what it needed to look like, we opened to a form of abundance that we had no idea we even desired. So let yourself be open and don't block by trying to force the how it's going to look, what the face of that love looks like, but instead the experience of the person who you will be when you're in that state of love. Love your life. Love your life now and find all those little tiny bits of it rather than worrying about like when I have a job down the road, then I'll be happy. What if you're happy now and it's that happiness that allows you to manifest the job of your dreams? Because when we're miserable and judgmental, maybe we're not going to manifest the job of our dreams because that's not the kind of person that job's attracted to. And the same goes for all of our relationships, whether that's love, whether it's abundance, whether it's friendships and family. We need to step up as who do I choose to be today? How will I choose to show up in these relationships? And from there, then we can allow the co-creation of the life that we've been desiring. Drop me a comment and let me know how this feels for you. And what's one thing that you're calling into your life right now? For those of you who are ready to go deeper, I have created the Awakening Circle on Facebook, which is really a way for us to connect, to have deep conversations with each other without fears of judgment, where we can ask questions without feeling silly for not knowing the answers, and we can explore together. Remember that you are your own healer. This is your journey to take your power back, to really remember who and what you really are. You are pure perfection, pure creation. And I am so excited to watch this journey with you. If this brought you value today, then I ask for you to go ahead and hit the like, hit the bell, subscribe, and follow for more. We do videos twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday, and you can keep on the lookout for the new podcast that will be coming up, Sovereignty Rising, that will be launching in June. I hope you have a magnificent day. Brightest of blessings.